If I need a dictionary to understand your brand, we already lost. And I say that with love. Mostly because fancy words, they don't sell. But clear words, they do. And this is one of the biggest transformations I see inside my ONLY Statement Audits. They're one-on-ones with you, and if you want to know more, stay to the end. I'll let you know. So people come in sounding smart, very smart, too smart sometimes. You have the credentials, the experience, you've got all the training, you got certifications up the wazoo, you got a unique method, you got frameworks, you have the language that makes total sense to you. And then you say it out loud to another human being, and they look at you like you just explained taxes in German while juggling flaming pineapples. Not great. And if you want to know more about my one-on-one audits, hang tight. As I said that before, I'll give you more information at the end. But this one matters because a lot of experts are not losing people because their offer is weak. They are losing people because nobody can repeat what they do. And that's the problem. Your audience cannot buy what they cannot repeat. Let me say that again. Your audience cannot buy what they cannot repeat. And I know some of you are already saying, Brad, my audience is sophisticated. Great. Mine too. And that does not mean they want to work hard to understand you. Smart people like clear words too. Actually, smart people may like clear words even more because they're busy and tired and have 14 tabs open and one child asking where their shoes are. Again, your job is not to prove how smart you are. Your job is to make the value easy to grab. And that's a very different thing. And this came up in a real audit. Transformation that I'm about to show you or talk to you about is real. Let's talk about Daphne. Daphne came in with a lot of depth. And when I say depth, I mean I needed floaties. She had science, psychology, performance, consulting, a long professional background. She had high-level clients, a unique process, personal experience, athletic discipline, a whole world of knowledge behind what she did. She had depth, proof, and real skill. But the words were doing way too much. One version of her message was something like, I help high-performing entrepreneurs weaponize emotions into elite-level momentum. Now listen, that sounds smart. It sounds big, it sounds intense, it sounds like something that might be on a blank website with a very serious font and a picture of someone staring into the middle distance. But what does that mean? No, seriously, what does that mean? Because if I hear that at a networking event, I'm probably nodding. And I'm Midwest nice, so I'm definitely smiling. But inside my head, I'm going, I don't know what just happened. And that's the issue. The language was impressive, but it was not easy to repeat. And if your audience cannot repeat what you do, they can't refer you. They can't remember you. They can't explain you at dinner. They cannot say to a friend, oh, you need to talk to Daphne. Because when the friend asks, what does she do? They're stuck. They say something like, she does something with emotions and momentum and entrepreneurs, and I think weapons are involved, but not in a scary way. No. That is not the goal. The goal is not to make people admire the sentence. The goal is to make people remember the sentence. That's a huge difference. And inside the audit, we started pulling it apart. Who is this for? Ambitious entrepreneurs. Good. What are they dealing with? Stress, fear, anger, overwhelm, pressure, the stuff they think is slowing them down. Good. What does she actually help them do? Well, she does not just help them get rid of it. That was the interesting part. She helps them use it, flip it, turn the thing they thought was hurting them into something that can help them move. Now we got something. Because the word flip was simple. And simple is not dumb. Simple is useful. So the language started moving toward, I help ambitious entrepreneurs flip their worst emotions into their biggest wins. Now I get it. Now I can repeat it. Now I can tell someone else. Now I know who it's for. Ambitious entrepreneurs. I know the pain, worst emotions. I know the promise, biggest wins. I know the movement. Flip. That word does a lot of work. The word flip, it's clear, it's visual, it's got energy. And flip makes me lean in. It makes me ask, wait, what do you mean flip emotions? Now we have a conversation. And that's the point. The best words do not end the conversation, they open one. Fancy words often close the door because people don't want to admit they don't understand. Clear words open the door because people know exactly where to step in. That's what changed. So before, I help high-performing entrepreneurs weaponize emotions into elite-level momentum, and after, I help ambitious entrepreneurs flip their worst emotions into their biggest wins. That's the real audit transformation. Not because the second sentence says everything, it doesn't. And that's the point. Your first sentence is not supposed to say everything. It's supposed to get someone to want the second sentence, and then the third, and then the conversation, and maybe the call, maybe the offer. But if your first sentence needs a glossary, we're in trouble. And that is why I always think about television, because in TV, if you cannot explain the show quickly, you are cooked. That's a term for you're done for. That's what my kids say. Yeah, that's what they do. You may have the best format in the world, the best characters, the best emotional arc, the best episode 7 twist. But if the first sentence does not make someone lean in, good luck getting to episode 7. Nobody is buying. It is a multi-dimensional human transformation framework exploring identity, conflict, emotional intelligence, and life transitions through the lens of domestic renovation. Now, if you understood what I just said, no, that's a house show. Say that. Or better, we take the worst house on the block and turn it into the dream home. Okay, there's probably something better than that, but now I get it, right? Now I can see it, and now I know if I care. That does not mean the show is simple. It means the doorway is simple. That is what your brand needs, a simple doorway. Not a watered down doorway, a clear doorway. There's a difference. And I think this is where experts get nervous. You think clear language makes you sound less smart. It does not. Clear language makes people feel smarter around you. That's the win. If someone feels smart around you, they trust you more. If someone feels confused around you, they may still respect you, but they're probably not going to take any action. And they definitely will not share you, because nobody wants to share something they can't explain, because it will make them look embarrassing. And that's why this matters for conversion. It's not just a cute copywriting thing. It affects everything. Your bio, your LinkedIn headline, your website, your podcast intro, your keynote intro, the offer that you have, the content, your DMs, referrals, sales calls, all of the things. Your what do you do answer at a conference while holding a coffee and pretending the networking event is not slightly awkward. All of it. If the words are too fancy, the person has to do too much work. And confused people do not convert. They nod and they say, that's interesting. Which, by the way, is something, and sometimes just adult code for, I don't understand, but I want this conversation to end politely. And that hurts. Now, I said it to you, but I felt it over here too, because I've done this. I've tried to make things sound bigger than they needed to sound. I've used language that made me feel smart, but did not help anybody understand. I've written sentences that sounded like they were trying to win a LinkedIn spelling bee, and every time I come back to the same truth. Clear wins. Clear beats clever. Clear beats impressive. Clear beats complicated. Clear makes people move. And that's what I'm listening for inside the audit. Not just, does this sound good? It's not enough. I'm asking, can someone repeat it? Can someone remember it? Can someone feel it? Can someone tell a friend? Can someone know if it's for them? Can someone understand the before and after? Can someone hear it and say, oh, I need that? That's the bar. And sometimes you've got to kill your favorite words. I know, it hurts. You love those words because you feel fancy. You feel it's accurate and it feels like they capture the nuance. Maybe they do. But the nuance is usually not the hook. Nuance comes later. The hook has to get them in. The deeper explanation can come once they care. And that was true with Daphne. The science did not disappear. The process did not disappear. The credentials did not disappear. The depth did not disappear. We just stopped making the depth carry the first sentence because the first sentence had a different job. The first sentence needed to open the door. Then the science could prove it. Then the process could support it. Then the story could deepen it. Then the offer could deliver it. But first, clear words. That's the transformation. From language that sounds impressive to language real people can actually repeat. And let me be clear, I'm not saying you need to talk down to people. No. That's not the move. The move is to talk clearly enough that the right people feel like, finally, someone gets it. That's what simple language does when it's done well. It does not make you smaller. It makes you easier to choose. And that's why I care so much about this, because I know there are people watching this who are brilliant. They really are. You have the experience. You have the gift. You have the method. You have the proof. But your words are making people work too hard. If they're working too hard, they're leaving. They're busy. They're distracted. They have options. There are 9,000 other people in their feed saying things more clearly than you. That does not mean they're better than you. It means they're easy to understand. And in a noisy world, easier to understand is a huge advantage. That's the $2 bill. Not louder. Clearer. Not more impressive. More repeatable. That's what I want for you. And after the audit, that becomes part of the deliverable. Not just, hey, be clear. That's not helpful. That's like telling someone at the gym, be stronger. Great. Thank you, Captain Biceps. How? So the deliverable that you get after the one-on-one only audit gives you the actual words, your only statement, variations of that only statement, your brand thread, the key stories that support your brand, ideal client language, content direction, platform language, your next moves, what to say and what to stop saying, and what to lead with, what to save for later. And what's that simple doorway? What's the deeper room? That's the work. So if your brand sounds smart, but people cannot explain what you do, they can't explain what you do. If your bio has words like synergistic, transformational, multidimensional, optimization, empowerment, or something that sounds like an escape from a corporate retreat, my direction to you is simple. Go to findyouronly.app. That's findyouronly.app. 8 questions in under 8 minutes is free. Get your words out of your head. And then after going to findyouronly.app, book the 1-hour only statement audit. If you want help turning your impressive language into words your audience can actually repeat. Because if I need a dictionary to understand your brand, we're already lost. And if you know someone whose bio sounds smart, but nobody can explain what they do, send this to them. Seriously, send this to them lovingly. And maybe say, I say this with love. I think your brand ate a thesaurus. That's friendship. If this hits home, tell me in the comments, what word or phrase in your brand sounds smart, but might be making people work too hard? Go to findyouronly.app. That's findyouronly.app. To find your only. Be the only. Be the $2 bill.